Now the details. Thank you once again for taking the time to join us. The Ministry of Education has decided that schools in the same district will buy food at the same price for their students with the assistance of the district, due to the fact that there are some schools that have been buying food at very high prices. Adams Kwizera with the details.
This problem of schools buying food at high prices affects the parents since they are requested to pay excess money which they can't afford.
To access school fees is not easy. Like before, we were paying 113,000 Rwandan francs, but now we are paying 85,000 Rwandan francs.
The Minister of Education, Dr. Uwamaria Valentin, noted that they have decided that schools in the same district will buy products at the same price with the assistance of district administration in order to fight various issues and gaps that were existing.
Amashuri ari mu karere kamwe aranaturanye reka mbaho urugero rumwe ugasanga haraho.
When schools are in the same district and then you find that there is where maize is 900 per kilo and others buy them at 2,000 Rwandan francs, even though those schools are in the same place, but they purchase in different ways. And sometimes you may find that the owners of those markets are the school principals. Then through the partnership of local government and the district level, the district will be responsible to take the lead in price negotiation. We have decided this, and we hope that this will help to deal with this issue of buying at the high price.
Ibyo twamaze kubyemeranywa amasoko yose azakurikiraho niko bizakorwa kugira ngo tunagabanye cya kibazo cyo guhaha bahenzwe.
Last year, the government of Rwanda took a decision of harmonizing the school fees to 975 francs for kindergarten and primary school students, while for high school students it's 85,000 for boarding scholars and 19,500 for day scholars per term. Adams Kwizera, RTV News.
While figures from the World Health Organization show that at least 1 in 6 people worldwide struggle with infertility, some parents who were finally able to have children after a long time here in Rwanda have been comforting those who are still struggling with such issues, encouraging them to avoid domestic violence as a result of arguments. Or living here with more.
Alice Musaniwabo spent 8 years without having children due to infertility. Currently, she has 2 boys. Since 2020, she decided to bring together couples struggling with infertility and now there are 200 mothers in that organization. Some of them have given birth.
Twatangiye muri 2020 turi umubare mutoya ugenda waguka uko abantu bagenda babona ibiganiro byanjye ariko kuri ubu ngubu Imana yadukoreye ibitangaza.
We started in 2020 with a small number of people, but it has expanded with time as people used to watch my programs. But since we started, we now have 24 children, which means that 24 women have given birth. And when we talk about violence, there are some women who are expelled from their homes because they are infertile, and some of them who are slaughtered. We have a case where a woman was severely injured. The other, his husband cheated on her and brought 4 kids. There's also a woman who gave birth, but the husband refused to acknowledge that the children are his. Infertility is associated with various other problems. Alice wrote a book entitled Humuru Zabyara Nanjye Narabyaye, which is designed to encourage couples struggling with infertility, and she's currently writing another book about the violence that people with such issues faces. She says that when they meet, they comfort each other, and it is yielding good results.
Umurimo turimo gukora urimo gutanga impinduka nini kuko dukoresha uburyo bwuzuye bwa mpumuriza ngo uhumurize.
What we are currently doing is bringing big impacts. We use a social therapy of comforting each other, and through that way, those with infertility problems join others and get to see that they are not alone. They open up to each other and comfort each other through various ways. Those who give birth, we get presents for them. Those who are thrown out of their homes, we find ways to help them. And we also try to provide food to those in need. Dr. David Mwesige, a gynecologist and obstetrician, notes that infertility may be caused by various diseases that may be in the man or woman, and also emphasized that these diseases that lead to infertility can be cured.
Infertility is an outcome of diseases. For example, if you have sexually transmitted infection, it affects infertility. If you have fibroid, it affects infertility. If you have genital diseases for men, you get infertility, and infertility really men contribute 40% and women 40% too. So a man also is really contributes to infertility. It's not really a disease of women alone, it's also a disease of men. We should really help these couples in Rwanda by treating them. We do many investigations and treatment for them, and we treat them according to the cause, and we hope in the near future this treatment will, every treatment, even in advanced format, it will be available to help these infertile couples.
At some point, a man or woman reaches to a point where conventional treatment is no longer possible and requires more modern methods that require more resources for the family to have children.
Infertility, we treat the disease of infertility depending on the cause of the disease. If the disease is so severe and we need to do what we call IVF, it's called in vitro fertilization, so it needs a lot of expenditure, like 6 million Rwanda francs or $6,000. So really, this technology is advanced, and here in Rwanda we have 2 institutions, one government, another private. But I think with the help of our government, so many centers will come, and this will help these infertile couples get treatment at a low cost.
According to the World Health Organization statistics, 1 in 6 people worldwide experience infertility, and 48.5 million people worldwide face these challenges. In Africa, 15 out of 100 are suffering from infertility. Olive Nete, RTV News.
Historians here in Rwanda have been urging genocide survivors to write books about their experiences as a way of preserving that history and also helping them to heal. We have more with Adams Kwizera.
Les Chagrins de ma mère is a book which relates on the life of author Hajinimana Antoine and his mother. It relates on my whole life, and also how she faced various problems, like being raped during genocide against Tutsi, and also how she overcame it after facing that life. Hajinimana Antoine knows the reason that influenced him to write this book, as mobilizing resilience to the genocide against Tutsi survivors was among. It also shows my journey of resilience and my mother's, who was raped during that time. Then for me, I wanted to show in this book that wherever you can be upset or face many issues, nothing can stop you to be resilient and achieve your goals. Experts in history literature points out that even though it's very hard for the genocide survivors to write books about their history, but it also marks a step of healing wounds, according to Nizeyimana Innocent.
Ibitabo bivuga kuri jenoside yakorewe abatutsi, ibyandikwa byinshi byandikwa n'abanyamahanga, kandi abanyamahanga kugira ngo batwandikire amateka.
Many books about genocide against Tutsi are written by foreigners, and it's difficult for them to write our true history. But slowly, we are seeing survivors getting helped through that healing process. It's why they get influenced to write books. Then during that time, we have to be close to them. Hategekimana Richard, the director of Rwanda Writers Federation, points out that there should be contribution of schools in distributing those books about Rwandan history. I really want to urge the directors of colleges and universities in Rwanda to be characterized by this culture of adopting those books about Rwandan history. At that time, they will be helping the Rwandan youth and students whom they are educating. The Rwanda Writers Federation knows that it has set up a way to help those who want to write about what happened to them in either professional or financial ways. Meanwhile, the Ministry of National Unity and Civic Engagement has also revealed that it has started distributing these books in schools and various government institutions. Adams Kwizera, RTV News.
During a ceremony to remember and honor former workers of the factory known as Simerwa that were killed during the genocide against the Tutsi in 1994, survivors of the genocide appreciated the progress, expressed appreciation, that is, for the progress they have been making over the years, thanks to support from the government and the factory itself. Olive Nete has the details.
It is a ceremony that was opened by a work to remember that started from this factory towards Bugarama. They laid wreaths in the river of Rubiro, where many bodies of the Tutsi who were killed in Simerwa were thrown, and also paid tribute to the bodies buried in the Muganza Memorial Site. In their testimony, genocide survivors reiterate on the difficult times of persecution they went through from 1990 to April 16, when the genocide started in this factory, where managers and workers participated in killing the Tutsi they worked with.
Barabatemaguye kuri tariki ya 16 kuri 17.
They were slaughtered on that date of 16th. Then on 17th, they collected them in a truck to throw them in Rubjiro after a long 25 years, requesting Ndorimana Camille and Bigirumwami John to show us where they threw our beloved ones, which they didn't.
Bigirumwami Yohani badufasha bakatwereka aho abantu babatabye cyangwa se babajugunye mu mazi ntabwo bari bigeze babikora.
After the genocide, they emphasized that they are rebuilding themselves and that the factory assists them in various ways. We should know how to be patriotic. We should also learn to love people and have humanity. The Simerwa factory is well known for contributing to the construction activities and other activities that aim for the development of the country. According to Jean Mugunya, the chief financial officer of the Simerwa, notes that they strive for unity.
In Simerwa, we take time to teach about the history of genocide to workers, but also to teach them about the Rwanda program.
The district mayor of Rusizi, Dr. Chibiriga Aniset, comforted the survivors of the genocide against the Tutsi and urged people to fight genocide ideology.
We had a case of genocide ideology in this sector of Gitambi. This is very shameful to every Rwandan. Those who still have the genocide ideology, I urge them to stop it, and if you cannot stop that, stay with it within yourself.
During this commemoration ceremony, the Simerwa industry provided cows to 3 families who had people who worked in Simerwa. It is an act that is carried every year. Of the 58 Simerwa workers who were killed, only 20 bodies are buried in the Muganza Memorial and others were thrown into the Rubjiro River.
Now to infrastructure development matters. In Nyagatare district, through a cross-border project aimed at providing electricity in various sectors that are located near the border of Rwanda and in neighboring countries, 4,000 households got access to electricity, and residents that have benefited from this project say that it has assisted them in various ways, and they are looking forward to creating projects that will bring them even more benefits. Olive Nete once more.
In the cell of Gishuro in Tabagwe sector, in 200 meters from Uganda, is among the places that didn't have electricity. They say that having access to electricity assisted them in various ways.
Nukuri umubyeyi wacu Kagame yarakoze. Yaradukoreye, yaduhaye uburenganzira, yaraducyaniye twari mu mwijima.
We truly thank our President Paul Kagame. He gave us access to various things. Now we got access to electricity. May God bless him. We truly thank him because now we live in lighted places. We used to live in dark places. We thank God for this step. We used to go miles to find a place to charge our mobile phones, but now we can charge our phones and speak to whoever we want to speak to.
Now we have electricity, our places are lighted. In our village, we have electricity and we are doing well. Every resident made a contribution by making sure that their cash power functions well. Now we all have electricity.
It's a project that was initiated in 2021, and at its start, only 55% of households had electricity, but through this project, 77% of households has access to electricity. The project was carried out in various sectors, such as Tabagwe, Matimba, Musheri, Gwemasha and Karama. According to Benoit Niyonkuru, the manager of Rwanda Energy Group branch in Nyagatare district, after providing electricity to these households, they plan to initiate another project that will distribute electricity in 5 other sectors through the National Strategic Transformation Program, in which there is a plan to provide electricity to all by 2024.
Muri raporo tuzakora mu kwa gatanu no mu kwa gatandatu turateganya ko
in the report that we will do in May and June, we plan to have reached 85%, and 15% that will be remaining will be covered by a project called LUEP, and this will assist us in reaching 100% plan by 2024. But we plan that by the end of this year, we will have reached 85%.
These activities were carried out with a cost of 6 billion Rwandan francs and operated in 26 villages that were chosen in the 5 sectors of Nyagatare district located near the border of Rwanda and Uganda. Olive Nete, RTV News.
Thank you for taking the time to join us here on Rwanda Television for the news. I hope you have a great weekend ahead of you. Goodbye.